welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Abby of Abby the Seamstress, and today we're going to be rating all of the clothes that I've ever made. So unfortunately, I think there's just a disruption in the Creative Juices supply chain because they're gone. I was going to sew something and then I was like, what? And nothing came. So we're doing this instead. This is just be a simple tour through everything I've ever, not everything I've ever made because I can't really track down all the pillows and totes, and like I made a really ugly sunglass case in 10th grade as one of my first projects, and like that's long gone. I think I threw it away because it was really ugly. So I can't track down everything, but I do have almost all of the articles of clothing I've made. The one exception is the first thing I ever made. Was in 10th grade in my sewing class in high school. My teacher was this kind of grumpy old lady who, our first sewing project, she gave us these like XXXXL old athletic shirts from the school's athletic department and said, all right guys, here you go, make a skirt. And didn't really give us that many instructions on like how, or instructions on how to use a sewing machine, or instructions on how to sew t-shirt material, because t-shirt material is a little different. The properties that make it great for a t-shirt, like it's stretchy, it's breathable, mostly it's stretchy, make it awful to sew, like literally awful. It like, the way it stretches makes the tension on your machine weird, so your seams like bunch up in weird places, and these were like old machines, so they really were bunching up in weird places anyways. And so it was awful. Like how you had to make the skirt was you like chopped it off at the arms, and then this became your waistband, which you had to like fold down and add elastic, and then you'd flip the top up. Actually it already had a hem, so you really only had to do a waistband. However, then my teacher was like, all right guys, finish the skirt. Now we're gonna add embellishments, which, if you don't know what those are, they're like buttons or lace or trim or like sequins, and honestly I will never understand the absolute chokehold that embellishments have on old ladies. Like old ladies will be like, oh my gosh, look at this like ribbon or trim or like button, and you look at it and you're like, that's literally the ugliest thing I've ever seen. But it's like consistent across old ladies, they all love them, and I just don't get it. So that was my first skirt, which unfortunately I don't have, because it would be funny, but I didn't keep that one. So this is my second project that I ever made. I made it also in high school whenever I was in 12th grade, so 2 years later, in a different sewing class with a different sewing teacher, and this skirt was made using a 1970s, I think, pattern, so vintage. But what makes it really cool is I really love the length. It's longer than skirts you would traditionally find in stores right now, so it hits like knee length, which kind of pops off. It's also this twill material. As you can see, it was cut along the bias, so the way it hangs is literally stunning. It has these like, it's not pleated at all, it just hangs so wonderfully. Like look how stunning that is, like literally pop off. However, the thing about this skirt is it's way too big. It fits on my dress form, which is a problem because my dress form is way bigger than me. And it's even big on my dress form. Like this dress form I think right now is 27 inches. My waist is only like 24. So it's even bigger than, it's probably about 30, which I don't really know why or how it got to be this big, because like my teacher helped me fit it, so I don't really understand why it is so obnoxiously huge. But that being said, I'm gonna have to give the skirt a 5 out of 10. The skirt itself is stunning. The fit, I mean, it literally, you just gotta alter a seam. Like it wouldn't even be that bad. But I haven't done that, so 5 out of 10. The second thing that I ever made was this dress, which is a huge step considering the last one. I will say all the draping and darts and all that stuff I had this dress form for. I had just gotten this, so it was my first project on this dress form. I will say, like, the seams aren't perfect. Like here you can see a little bit of unevenness. There's a little puckering here. This dart, I don't know what's going on with that. One thing I will say is this is the project where I realized that my dress form might have not been the greatest investment because it's not really the right size. The dress in the back is all lace up, so luckily I had like a little bit of room to like just, you know, it doesn't fit, just like adjust it. But the dress form really in this project was when I started realizing she's not the right size at all. Like at all. So like here you can see this puckering, it's not like that way on my body. It fits pretty well. The thing I don't love about it is this fabric is like kind of cheap. I found it in my grandma's closet whenever we were going through her house. So it was free. Like this entire dress cost me $0, which is a huge plus because dresses are a lot. But I mean, you can tell I found it in my grandma's closet because it just like, don't really love it. But overall, I think it came out decently well, especially considering I didn't have a pattern or clue what I was doing. So I give it like a 7 out of 10. She gets a 7 out of 10. My next project, I have this top that I made for the release of Black Widow. Honestly, the concept was stunning. Like I drew it, I was like, wow, this has never been done before. Like this. In execution, I think it was a little above my skill set. Not so much above that like I didn't Photoshop it and make it look good, because I posted it on my Instagram and like it was popping off. It literally popped off. It looked so good on my Instagram. But the hours I spent on Photoshop, like making it look good, were popped off a little less. Here you'll see darts here and here. These are just to like make the top fit. It's made out of like another fabric from my grandma's house. I honestly have no idea what it is. It's a synthetic, probably polyester because it's kind of shiny, but I don't really know. It has darts here and here that just kind of arch and then come down and arch and come down and then one down the middle. This is kind of in reference to Black Widow's Avengers 2012 look where she has her stunning little suit or whatever. I don't know. She's a moment. Love her. But then the real art is on the back. Can't really see it because the dress form is red. But I have this lovely little Black Widow like cutout, which is stunning in itself. However, there's like, this is coming up because I didn't really, like, as I was doing it, know this shape is a little odd. So trying to sew it was interesting. Also, the top itself in my head was going to have its closures here and here, have these zippers, so that it, you know, you could take it like off and on, like a normal top. However, I don't really remember why, but for some reason I ditched that idea and ended up sewing them here and here. This, I mean, ended up working out because if I had just left it as a cutout, I honestly have no idea how I would have sewn this. But it looks kind of, there's an odd seam there. And then the real kicker, the real problem was it literally just didn't fit. It doesn't fit my dress form, and it surely didn't fit me, so I don't really know how I achieved that feat, or like, I don't really know how that happened, but it did. It fit me, but like I couldn't breathe. It fits this dress form, but like she can't breathe either. And the real problem, I think, was the real culprit, is that this dress form, as I've said earlier, is not the right size. This project, especially because it relied heavily on draping, was when I really realized that this isn't even close to my size. The waist is too big, the rib cage is too big, the bust is too small. It just doesn't work. And I think this problem was really when I realized that. And did I learn my lesson not to use it? No, I did not. So, on to the next project. Next project might honestly be some of my finest work. It honestly looks stunning. So if you can't recognize it, this is Sailor Jupiter. It was a Halloween costume I made last year. I made it with my sister. She was Sailor Moon, so we went out and trick-or-treating together. We were kind of iconic. This skirt itself is just really simple. It's pleated. It has a waistband. It is made with like, it was like sport fabric, sport cotton. I don't really know what that means. It was like $8 at Joann's. The top is you have this bow, and then under it is just a little snap. And you can take the collar on and off. You know, wear it with a little white shirt. whatever, it was a moment. It has this little bow on the back that is covering up the fact that it doesn't really fit this mannequin, but stick that bow back on there, no one has to know. Honestly, this project was really cute. I've worn this skirt out besides, like, obviously not with the collar, just take the collar off, take the bow off, it's just clipped. And then I've worn this skirt out, like, different places. It's super cute. I think the construction on this project is probably some of my better work. There's the zipper's a little janky, but I hate zippers, so whatever. I think it turned out really cute. The, like, collar has this little piping around the edges, which is, like, adorable, and I kind of think I killed that. Like, I think it looks amazing. I give it 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10. I'm not gonna lie. Last sewing project I had, this was a project I made for the Texas Renaissance Festival. And me and my friends were all going, and I wanted a costume, so I made it. This material actually used to be a tablecloth, so good on me. I saved so much money on fabric. I think it was like $8. Now, I mean, when you look at it, it kind of looks like it's a tablecloth, but it's a costume, so I don't really care. So it was inspired, you know, it was a Renaissance inspired, so some key features of this look is the square neckline was really iconic. It's heavily inspired by Anne Boleyn, because she's an icon. I got these little, like, puff sleeve looking things over here that are, you know, really hard to do, but look really cute. You know, puff sleeves for life. The skirt is really basic, just like giant pleats. If I had to do it again, the pleats are all facing one direction. I wish I would have put the one pleat facing this way and the other pleat facing this way, so the fabric would open up, because it would just make it easier to walk in. Because honestly, the skirt, you kind of had to hold it up to walk in, like, because you're kind of limited to, like, this big of steps, which was annoying. The pleats on the front, I learned my lesson and did not drape, or I did drape them, but then drape them on myself just to make this sure everything matched up. And so it looks a lot nicer. The bane of my existence on this project was the back. It's not laced up right now, but my problem was I've never done buttonholes, so I put the buttonholes in, like, where I thought was the right position, and then so whenever you went to, like, lace it up, it, like, the buttonholes were not in the right spot, so it kind of bunched. Which, if I had to do it again, put different buttonholes in different places, I don't know. But another cool thing about this project was I knew I was going to the Renaissance Festival, and I knew food there was mad expensive, and I knew that I am in college and broke, so I can't afford that. So what I did was I was also wearing, like, leggings and things under it because it was cold outside or whatever. But, you know, had all my clothes on. Then I put a fanny pack on. Then I put my skirt on. And one cool thing, I didn't close up the skirt here, so you have access to, like, a pocket. So all day I didn't have to worry about pickpocketing or, like, you know, losing my stuff, and I just, you know, stick my hand in my huge pocket, because literally my pocket was as big as whatever I could fit under my skirt, and I had access all day. It was awesome. It was literally the coolest thing ever. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, how did you do that? And I was like, ha, ha, ha. I made it. So that was fun. Overall, this project, do I think it was, like, perfect? No, but I think it was good enough, pretty good. Oh, I also didn't hem this at all, so it's, like, fraying really bad, because it is a tablecloth. Word of caution, if you're going to use a tablecloth to sew, you're going to have to serge it, or else it's just going to fray everywhere. That's just the tea. So that is everything that I've made to this point. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you later, alligator.